Okay. So we are uh, reading chapter 14, the three modes of material nature. And we are discussing how, in the first two verses, Krishna glorifies this knowledge. You may not see in the books for now. Just try to please hear and understand. Then we will read the translations. Okay, so Krishna glorifies how he says that I'm going to declare you the supreme wisdom, best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection. Okay, so Krishna starts with that. And then he further glorifies and he says that by taking shelter of this knowledge, you will benefit with two things. One is you will attain same nature as mine. Second, one is freed from repeated birth and death. Okay, so one gets freed from the cycle of birth and death, and he attains the same form as Krishna qualitatively. He attains the same nature as Krishna. So, like that, Krishna begins with glorifying this knowledge. Now, Krishna tells how this jiva comes in contact with Prakriti. Okay, so now I have a question. In this material world, also, we see that the living soul or the jiva comes in contact with Prakriti, and that is how it gets its birth in this material world. We all know that, right? How is a baby born? The soul from the male semen, it goes to the egg of the female, which can be considered as Prakriti. Okay. Without this soul entering that egg, the egg does not develop into a body. So, like that, Krishna says here, सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तयः सम्भवन्ति यः तासां ब्रह्म महद्योनिर् अहं बीज प्रदः पिता. All species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, the mother. I, as Mahavishnu, am the seed-giving father. Okay, so here in this universal arrangement, who is the father? Mahavishnu. And who is the mother? The material nature. So how does Mahavishnu impregnate the material nature? Just by his glance. He glances at material nature and the material nature is impregnated. Impregnated with what? With all the jivas that are to take birth. Okay? All the different species, all the living entities that are to be born in different species. Now, this material nature will provide the body to these jivas. Just like we see how through the male semen, the jiva enters the female egg and the mother provides the body. Okay. So, like that, material nature provides bodies for all the jivas that enter into it through the glance of Mahavishnu. So, all these jivas, they enter along with their karmas, their past karmas, and their subtle bodies, whatever they carry in their mind, okay, from their past births. So, depending on this, depending on their karma, their swabhava, their subtle bodies, they get a particular set of body. Okay. Now, once they enter into the material nature, material world, there has to be something that keeps them bound there. So these are the three modes of material nature that keeps the living entity bound in this material world. So how do these three modes bind? We'll go to the next topic now. Krishna will tell that. Okay. He tells goodness, passion, and ignorance. These three gunas are produced of material nature. Okay. So basically, when we talk of Prakriti, we will always talk of these three gunas. We must remember that. Yeah. Yeah, desires. Yeah, and desires will be based on what guna we are in, right? So, goodness, passion, and ignorance, these three gunas are produced of material nature. O mighty armed one, they bind the changeless living entity in the material body. Okay. So then Krishna talks about the three gunas, Satogun, Rajogun, and Tamogun. So he defines each of the gunas. He defines Satoguna as purest of the three modes. It is illuminating and it frees one from sins and desires. So, what is it that will bind someone in Satoguna? It looks good. It is purifying, it is illuminating, it frees one from sins and distress. Okay. So, the person is happy in mode of goodness. Okay. So, we must have seen people who are always, happy and they're full of knowledge. So, what is it that they're still not able to go back to Krishna? Something binds them here. That is their happiness and knowledge only that binds them. They are so happy that they don't want to go out at all. They're just simply happy here. Okay. So, we will see as we go further how. Then, second is Rajoguna. How does Krishna define that? The mode of passion is born of desire, attachment for the attained, and longing for the unattained. Okay, whatever this person has attained, he has attachments for them. Whatever he has not been able to attain, he has longing for that. O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to material fruitive actions. He performs one karma, he gets something, he desires for something more. Again, he gets entangled, again, some result, again, entanglement, like that. Okay, so always desiring something, always longing for something, okay, hankering and lamentation. These are the symptoms. Then Krishna defines tamoguna. So tamoguna he defines as know that the mode of darkness born of ignorance. Okay. Satoguna was born of knowledge. This one is born of ignorance, tamoguna, is the delusion of all embodied living entities. This mode binds the jiva with madness, laziness, and sleep. O son of Bharata. Okay. This gives a broad picture of Satoguna, Rajoguna, and Tamoguna. Okay, so Satoguna we saw purest, illuminating, and bound by happiness and knowledge. Rajoguna, attachment, longing, and the bondages because of the fruitive actions. Tamoguna, born of ignorance, it is the mode of darkness, and it causes delusion. And how is the jiva bound up? Because of madness, laziness, and sleep. So, do we see people around us? Can we identify them based on these gunas? Do you experience people who are mostly in the mode of goodness, or in the mode of passion, or in the mode of ignorance? Can you identify based on this definition given by Krishna? Anyone? And can we
Mataji,
also
we
introduce?
ourselves have all these gunas, right? At different
Yes,
points of our
yes,
day or in our
right.
life.
Yes, yes, yes. So when do we find mostly the mode of goodness? If we see during the day, when do we find mode of goodness maximum?
Brahmurat,
Early
Mataji.
mornings,
Yeah, early morning. We are positive, we have energy, and we are able to think properly. You know, okay. And when is the passion, mode of passion, most prominent during the day?
afternoons,
Afternoons, right? When we are working, we are going for work and, doing things actively. And when is the mode of ignorance most prominent?
Night.
Night. Especially if we are up late night. Then we speculate so many things. There are small things that we make a mountain of. We think too much about small things, and then we think, oh, we can't do this and all. And then in the next morning, we are able to think clearly. We are able to solve whatever problems we have, like that. So the mode of ignorance is binding the person at that time, and what does it create? Laziness, madness, indolence, delusions, like that. Okay. So let us see what happens after that. What does Krishna say regarding the modes after that? Recognizing the prominence of a mode. So, how do we recognize which mode is prominent? So, all of us have a mixture, we agree. We all sometimes experience goodness, sometimes passion, and sometimes ignorance. Also, Mataji, someone in a depressive uh, state is perpetually in mode of ignorance. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, how do we recognize which mode is prominent? So, there is always a competition amongst modes. Okay, sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, and sometimes passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times, ignorance defeats goodness and passion. Okay, so they appear or disappear, according to our old karmas, also according to, as we discussed, which time of the day it is, what food we take, that also determines which guna we are in. Okay, so we will see in upcoming chapters how everything is divided in these three modes. Everything that we see, eat, okay, we give charities, we do sacrifices, we do austerities, our intelligence, everything. Yeah. First thing is how realized soul is, right? Okay. So when goodness increases, all the nine gates of the body, they are illuminated by knowledge and happiness. So we can identify a person. If all his nine gates are illuminated by knowledge and happiness, then we know that the person is in the mode of goodness. When passion increases, how will we identify the person? This person has a lot of greed. He engages in a lot of fruitive activity. He performs intense endeavors, uncontrollable desires, and hankering. So we know that this person is in the mode of passion. So this passionate person, he is never satisfied with whatever position he has acquired. Okay. Then next is, how do we identify a person is in the mode of ignorance? So the symptoms are darkness, aprakasha, apravrittihi, inertia. He doesn't want to move. He doesn't want to do anything. Madness, pramada, and moha, illusion. And discrimination is absent. He is not able to discriminate. So these are the symptoms of a person in the mode of ignorance. So first of all, Krishna gives the definition, and he also tells about how these gunas bind a person, the cause of bondage in these. Then Krishna defines how do we recognize the prominence of a mode. He also tells that there is always a competition between the three modes. Sometimes goodness uh, becomes prominent, sometimes passion becomes prominent, and sometimes ignorance becomes prominent. Now, let us see what is the effect of conditioning by the modes. What is the result of conditioning? So, if a person is in the mode of goodness and he is in goodness for a very long time, in his next birth, what does he attain? He attains the higher planets of great sages like Brahmaloka, Janaloka, etc. Okay, so he goes to the higher planets. If a person is in the mode of passion for a very long time, what does he do? He again takes birth on these earthly planets. Okay, to again engage in fruitive activities and satisfy his desires and hanker and lament, like that. Then, if a person is in the mode of ignorance for a very long time, where does he go? He takes birth in lower species, in animal kingdom, or in lower planets, adhogati. Okay, he might take birth in some animal species. Okay. And then this is the effect. This is a long term effect when somebody practices that mode for a very long time. But what are the immediate and intermediate effects? If a person is in the mode of goodness, he will develop purity. Okay. Nirmalam. He will become pure. And Jnanam, he will have knowledge. And as we discussed, he will go to the higher planets in the long run. A person in the mode of passion will experience misery. Okay. The person in the mode of goodness was experiencing purity. The person in the mode of passion experiences dukkham or misery. And greed. He experiences greed. And as discussed earlier, this person will go to the earthly planets again. He will take birth in earthly planets. And then a person in the mode of ignorance, how do we identify him? What is the effect of conditioning by the modes? That he will be foolish. It will result in foolishness. Mode of ignorance will result in ajnanam, that is foolishness, pramada, madness, and moha, illusion. And what is the destination? He goes to the lower planets or hellish planets, adhogati. Okay. Then Krishna describes about the next topic, okay, how one can transcend the modes. But then I think that we will discuss in the next session. Today, whatever we discussed, we can read the translations for these and try to, revise whatever we heard today. So to summarize, whatever we read today, first of all, Krishna glorifies this knowledge. Okay. He tells how the sages in the past have attained supreme perfection by knowing this knowledge. And then Krishna tells about two other benefits, that one can attain the same nature as Krishna and one is freed from repeated birth and death. After that, Krishna tells how Jiva comes in contact with Prakriti, how Mahavishnu glances on the Prakriti and the manifestations take place. After that, Krishna talks about the three modes of material nature, how the modes bind a person. He also gives the definition of that mode, how there is a competition between these three modes, what happens when goodness increases, how do we identify that person when passion increases or ignorance increases, and what is the effect of conditioning by the modes. There are some short term effects and there are some long term effects. Short term, like we get purity in goodness, misery in passion, foolishness in ignorance, and in the long term, we get heavenly planets in goodness, earthly planets in passion, and lower planets or hellish planets in ignorance. Okay, so we discussed till this. This is till verse number 18. So, okay, so let me share the screen, then one of you can read. Okay, who would like to read? You can raise your hand. Vinayak Prabhuji, you can read the first. Okay, we have 18, so 9 and 9. Okay, you read, please read first 9 verses translation.
Hare Krishna. Text 1. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, again, I shall declare it to you the supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have been attained the supreme perfection. Text 2. By becoming fixed in this knowledge, one can attain to transcendental nature like my own. Thus established, one is not born at the time of creation or distributed by the time of delusion. Text 3. The total material substance called Brahman is source of birth, and it is that Brahman that I impregnate, making possibly the births of all living beings, O son of Bharata. Text 4. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed giving father. Text 5. Material nature consists of three modes: goodness, passion, ignorance. When the eternal living entity comes in contact with nature, O mighty Arjuna, he becomes conditioned by these modes. Text 6. O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than the others, is illuminating and it's free of one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in that mode become conditioned by a sense of happiness and knowledge. Text 7. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is bonded to material futile actions. Text 8. O son of Bharata, know that the mode of darkness, born of ignorance, is delusion of all embodied living entities. The result of this mode are madness, indolence, and sleep, which bind the conditioned soul. Text 9. O son of Bharata, the mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, passion condition one to futile actions, and ignorance covering one's knowledge binds one to madness. Do you want to continue? Text 10. Sometimes the mode of
Meera Mataji can
goodness.
read. Meera Mataji has raised her
Oh,
hand.
okay.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 10. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times, ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. Text 11. The manifestation of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. Text 12. O chief of the Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, a symptoms of great attachment, fruitive activity, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desire and hankering develop. Text 13. When there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, O son of Kuru, darkness, inertia, madness, and illusion are manifested. Text 14. When one dies in the mode of goodness, he attains to the pure higher planets of the great sages. Text 15. When one dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth along those engaged in fruitive activities, and when one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in the animal kingdom. Text 16. The result of pious action is pure, and is said to be the mode of goodness. But action done in the mode of passion results in misery, and action performed in the mode of ignorance results in foolishness. Text 17. From the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance, develop foolishness, madness, and illusion. Text 18. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go upward to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish worlds. Hare Krishna. Mataji, I do have one question relating to this.
Yes, Mataji.
Maybe I'm not understanding this right, but I feel like passion is very nuanced, as in you have to be passionate, care about something to be able to be good. That's the part I have a little bit of disconnect with. For example, the work I do, unless I'm passionate, unless I care about it, I cannot be good. Or am I going about thinking of it the wrong way?
Yeah,
Can you really be? Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yes. So all three modes will be there. They are there and they will be there, because mode of ignorance also we need to sleep. Sleep is in the mode of ignorance. We do need that also to maintain the body. So we do have a mixture. That is why we do have a mixture of all these three modes. And we cannot work if we don't have a mode of passion. So we have a mixture of all these three modes. But then which mode is prominent decides what mode we are in mostly. Okay, we say that such and such person is always in the mode of passion. So if we are too much passionate, if we have too much of mode of passion, then it results in misery, because we have so many desires, we hanker so much, we lament so much. But if we have, along with mode of passion, we have mode of goodness, then this will balance out. This will tell us things as they are. Okay, so much only is required. So much only, that that can keep us peaceful. So like that, there is always there should always be a balance between the three modes. One mode should not become too much that other modes are not able to manage. Because if mode of ignorance, let's say, if it becomes very prominent, okay, let us see the examples. Can you give me some examples of people who are generally in the mode of goodness?
I would probably think like priests, some sort of authoritarian of wisdom, like like the ISKCON
Hmm.
gurus, maybe
Yeah.
who
Yeah. Apart from
promote
that,
wisdom. Yeah, maybe
yeah.
mothers who take good care of their children. Mode of goodness.
Yeah, mothers can be passionate also.
Right.
Yeah.
Goodness.
So basically, Prabhupada gives examples of how philosophers, teachers, they are generally in the mode of, like as you said, the spiritual teachers, they're mostly in the mode of goodness. It is not that they don't have any mode of passion at all or any mode of ignorance at all. So they do have, but it's about what balance is there of the three
Okay.
modes,
So
right?
balance is key, is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, Mataji. Makes a lot of
The
sense.
body,
Thank
the
you.
body is made of three modes. So these three modes will be there. Prakrite,
Okay.
Kriyamanani, Gunai, Karmani, Sarvacha. It is not only one guna, but all the three gunas. It's a mixture always. Okay.
So balance is key.
Yeah, balance. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. That makes sense.
And how we have to transcend that we will discuss in the next
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Mhm. Hare Krishna. Okay. Srivatsa Prabhuji.
Mataji, I had a question about what binds people in Satvaguna to the material world. Is it spiritual ego?
It's happiness and knowledge.
How is
Happiness
that
and knowledge.
binding?
They are happy, so they don't want to go out of this material world.
No, but so is it linked to the body, bodily happiness?
Bodily also they're happy, because bodily also, because Satoguni people, how they will get up early in the morning, they will take bath, they will do yoga, they'll be, they live a very pure life, they will not indulge into intoxication. So bodily also they're comfortable. So they don't want to
Hmm.
leave, right?
Oh, okay. But I mean, if it's spiritual desire, they have to leave. If it's bodily
If it
desire,
is
they have to
spiritual,
stay by the
if it
laws.
is spiritual, it is beyond the three modes. Then it is gunatita.
Because I know when Lalitangi Mataji was taking the class, she made
Mm.
a distinction between sattva and shuddha sattva.
Yeah, yeah, right.
So,
So if it is
um,
satogun, that means it has to do something with the body.
I
When it is
see.
Shuddha Sattva means it is beyond the three modes, then it goes
Oh,
beyond,
okay.
transcendental, yeah. Then we call it
Oh, okay.
transcendental or Gunatita. That is the topic we are going to discuss next. Krishna will tell. Arjuna
Oh,
will ask, how to transcend these modes like that.
you can't sustain that, Mataji? Okay,
Transcendence?
anyways, it's a deep question.
Ah,
Yeah. Okay,
ah.
thank you, Mataji.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Okay, any other question? Nirmala Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji. So you said we have to have a balance between these three modes of material nature, right? So what will happen? Where will those people go? Like, if they have a balance among all these, which which is expected to right, to have
Hmm.
a uh,
Yeah.
uh, does Krishna say about that, Mataji?
Yeah. So we will read as we go further that first of all, we have to have a balance which favors the mode of goodness. We will have passion, we will have ignorance, you know, but somehow we have to make some arrangements that we live mostly in the mode of goodness. Okay. And some bit of passion and some bit of ignorance. In that case, it becomes easy for us to go to Shuddha Sattva or transcend the modes. Okay, this is something like if there is a rocket, let us say, okay, and the rocket has to go to the space. So it takes a lot of effort for the rocket to reach, to get out of the gravity of Earth. But there is a point which is, which is at a place where gravity is almost going to die and he is going to get out of the gravity and get into the space. So that position is Satoguna. Okay, let's say we are very near to the earth, that is ignorance, and then we go a little higher to the mode of passion, and then we go to um, still higher state, that is mode of goodness. So mode of goodness, another example we can take is like if we are going on a plane, let's say, okay, so we are on the runway. So this mode of goodness is like the runway, because on the runway we are just about to take off.
Okay.
So this mode of goodness is a state where reaching Shuddha Sattva is easier. Although mode of goodness is also binding, but still it is very close to Shuddha Sattva.
They just need that spark of spirituality to take them
Yes,
further
yes,
up.
yes.
Okay.
They are already pure, they are sinless, है ना? They are not involving in any nonsense activities, they are not desiring so much, not hankering so much. So they are prepared now.
Okay.
If a spiritual master comes and enlightens them, if they somehow get the Bhagavad Gita, so like that little bit of spiritual spark, if it comes, then they go to Shuddha Sattva.
Okay, Mataji. So we should aspire to become to be in the Sattva Guna and then transcend that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
We
Thank you,
should
Mataji.
practice Satoguna.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Chandar Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I have a question.
Yes,
Uh, as you give the rockets example, it's a very good example actually. When the earth, like this gravity is there and it's
Hmm.
keep pulling back and forth to
Hmm.
this living entity, while
Hmm.
I'm just talking about practical experience.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, we like we get purify and then we get back to this material world because it's all around us, and
Hmm.
um, and we have to live in this norm in a way if we
Hmm.
are living on this world,
Yeah.
as Krishna
Hmm.
wants also us to be enjoy this world also.
Hmm. Hmm.
So in that struggle, like gravity and purifying, then purifying, and gravity pulls it back,
Hmm.
isn't that a struggle for the jiva?
That's a lot of struggle. That's a lot of struggle. And a very good question, Mataji, because this will happen. Unless we transcend the modes, this will keep happening. We saw now there is a competition. Sometimes mode of goodness will be, pulling the person, and sometimes mode of ignorance, and sometimes mode of passion. There's always a competition between the three modes. So unless we transcend, this will keep happening. And these modes will keep binding us. We see how sometimes we know that if a person is in the mode of goodness, he has a habit of being very clean, है so even if he is very sick, if he gets up and sees that his room is dirty, things are lying here and there, what would he do? Even if he can't get up, he will try to clean that room somehow because he's bound to that mode of goodness. At the same time, if a person is very lazy, he's in the mode of ignorance, and he has 100 of things to be done, still he will be lazy only. He will try to procrastinate. He will try to delay the works, whatever pending are there, because he wants to do. He wants the work to be done, but because he's so much bound by that mode of ignorance that he's not able to. He's so much bound by that mode. That mode will pull him. No, 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 don't do this, just lie here, sleep for some more time, like that. And similarly, mode of passion, that will also bind a person. The person will go for a vacation to enjoy, but there, if he finds, oh, no Wi-Fi, how will I, run my business? Oh, did I carry my laptop? Like that, he's always in those thoughts, so he's also bound by that mode. He's going to enjoy, but he's not able to enjoy. He's carrying misery everywhere. This mode of passion will not let him rest. This mode will always create hankering and lamentation and some passion in that person. So like that, these more.
So Mataji, the people who are in the Satoguna and they are very high in their spirit and in their practice and all that, why can't Krishna take to the Golok Vrindavan right away? Why they have to still live in this world?
They are not devotees yet. They are just living in the mode of goodness, but they are not devotees yet. To go to Krishna, one has to be a devotee of Krishna. There has to be some relationship with Krishna. Right? You may be a very good person, but to come to my home, you must have some relationship with me.
But
right?
Isn't that doing good to this world is indirectly relating to Krishna? It's Krishna's work they are doing.
Yeah, then Krishna will send somebody who can tell him about Krishna. And he can learn about Krishna and then go to his house. That's what happens, right? When we are in the mode of goodness, and it is easy for us to understand the spiritual subject and understand Krishna. But that relationship has to be there. Krishna provides for them. Krishna sends his representatives, the spiritual masters, the Vedas, Puranas. So kindly, he has given everything for us. So, and that in the mode of goodness, it is easier for us to absorb all that.
So, to creating a relationship like one-on-one with Krishna or japa and all that, that is the relationship Krishna wants?
Yes. Through that we understand. It is not just japa, it is not just the name. No, name is non-different from Krishna. From name, we get to know Krishna's form, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's guna. That is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, right? That from the name, everything is revealed. So we develop a connection with Krishna then.
But then Krishna also says like devotional service is the topmost, and that person is doing devotional service, what I see.
In the mode of goodness?
Yeah.
No, devotional service means service to Krishna and his devotees. Not just serving the body. A person in the mode of goodness may or may not have any knowledge of Krishna. Okay, he might just be serving his own body, getting up early, doing nice things, doing yoga, eating healthy. All this is in the mode of goodness. So this may or may not be connected with any devotion.
But that person is also doing service to others, right?
Yeah.
To society and all that.
Yeah, for
also
that.
Service.
Yeah, he's serving the society. For that, in return, he will get some service from the society. Let us say I am in the mode of goodness and I think doing charity is good and I give some charity to poor people. In result, when I need something, I will get that in return. When I am in need of something, if I need some treatment, then I will get some hospital charity or some, if I am poor, I will get some blankets that I give to poor people. So that is punya karma. Punya karma means something good that we do, we get in return, like that. Krishna says na that in the person in the mode of goodness will go to higher planets. That is the result. But then whatever he is doing, if he is doing it for the material world, he will get result in the material world. If he is doing for Krishna, he will go to Krishna. Okay, no doubt, he will get good result only. If he is doing good, he will get good result. But then what is like you said, there is always a competition. How do we know that we will always be staying in mode of goodness? We may fall down from
Yeah.
goodness. We may come to passion. We may go to ignorance. So what is the best option? In that case, is goodness the best option?
Not really all the
Not
time,
really,
because
because
nothing.
there is always a risk,
It,
right? There's always a risk.
yes.
So we have to transcend mode of goodness also, and that is devotional service. Okay, so Krishna will say, we'll see, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati. So like that, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati. After this Brahma Bhuta stage, Krishna says, Mad Bhaktim Labate Param. Then they will attain my devotion. So when they cross even this goodness, they reach to Brahman stage. Brahman means they, understand that they are not this body. At that time, the devotion starts.
But Mataji, living in this world, being aloof, like what Krishna wants us to be, it's very difficult to being aloof.
No, don't be aloof. Be in the association of devotees. Don't be aloof. Aloof, we can't do anything. है ना? Aloof means don't associate with people who are outright, not devotees, or not, who neglect the authority of Krishna. That is the meaning of being aloof. Not that you don't associate with devotees also. We have to associate with devotees.
But then how we can say that Vasudev Kutumbakam, this whole world is our family, if we are not with the people?
Yeah, so
how can, if we have to be only with the devotees and not to be non-devotees, then how we will bring this world as a family, or bring to Krishna consciousness, even to
yeah,
know
so
Krishna?
in that case, we give association. We don't take association. Okay, if we know something about Krishna, we give it to others. If they know how to, smoke and how to take alcohol and how to eat meat, we don't take that association from them. We give them our association, and we tell them about Krishna. We tell them about Bhagavad Gita. So like that, we help them also, and by taking association of devotees, we help ourselves.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
Yeah. In initial stages, we may not be able to see everyone as a family. We may not be, because we might make distinctions. This is good, that is bad. But then, like Krishna says, when we reach the Brahma Bhuta stage, then we are able to see everyone equally. That everyone is a part and parcel of Krishna. Everyone, then comes universal brotherhood. Then comes the real brotherhood. Not that these humans are my brothers, but the animals are not. So let me kill them and eat them. Not like that, right?
Thank you,
Then
Mataji.
we develop a vision of universal brotherhood, like you
It's
said.
a very
Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Yeah.
it's very difficult to going round and round as Krishna is taking us. He is like a jalebi, like jalebi twisting here and there and there.
Yeah. So that's why so many chapters now. Arjuna is also confused. Otherwise, Krishna would have ended this conversation in second chapter only. But Arjuna is going on asking questions. He's also, confused about it. And the same question he asked in third chapter, in fifth chapter, in 18th chapter again. Right? So
Yes.
that.
Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna keeps answering. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, devotees, Dandot Pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so
Mataji.
much, Ratiprada Mataji, for taking in the last minute. I'm so sorry. It was literally a last minute, just 5 minutes before I had to request her to take because of some personal emergency and change of travel plans that I had to discuss and do in this hour. Really thankful to you, and maybe it's Krishna's plan that we have to have more of your association now, and thanks for clarifying all the doubts, taking time out to explain, to share the knowledge, and also clarify the doubt.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for giving me this opportunity. And I'm extremely sorry that, everyone has to bear with me and they all miss you so much. I know. So please,
No,
hopefully next time we can hear from you.
no, Mataji, it
No,
was
no.
very
No,
good
Mataji,
sessions.
you are explaining very beautifully with all the great
Yeah.
analogies.
Exactly.
Thank you for
So
encouraging.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mataji. It's a great
Thank
session once again. And Hare Krishna, Lalitangi Mataji. I hope your
Hare
vacation is going
Krishna,
well.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you all devotees. So please keep coming, and Mataji is very, very good at explaining many doubts that I have. I ask her, and I also attend her classes. So it's our great fortune. All these days she was not agreeing to take this, but right now, since I'm traveling, I know it's hard for a working doctor to take out the morning precious 1 hour time, but that's that shows that her dedication to Bhagavad Gita and helping to spread this knowledge. So thank you so
Ma-
much.
Mataji is my mentor. She's very humble. So please don't go by her words. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Okay, so
Krishna.
devotees,
We are so
we
blessed to
may
hear from both the Matajis, actually, Lalitangi Mataji and Pratipratha Mataji. One request, Mataji, you said there is one more session that you also conduct, right? Pratipratha Mataji. Can you please share the link? I would like to attend as many classes as possible.
Oh, okay. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Mataji, that's in Hindi. Those classes are
Oh,
in Hindi. Do you understand Hindi?
No, Mataji. If there is anything in English, please let me know.
Okay. Yes, Mataji.
Sure,
But
thank
we
you.
do understand, Ratiprada Mataji. It will be good if you tell us because
Okay.
I understand Hindi.
Okay. Okay, Mataji. So, yeah,
Thank
we
you.
will share the link. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thanks to all the devotees, and thank you, Ratiprada Mataji. And I may be a little off because there is some sudden passing away in the extended family while I'm here. So I may have to travel and take care of that. So I'm not sure about the further sessions. Whenever is possible, I will come. But whenever is possible for Ratiprada Mataji, she will take it. If for both of us it's not possible, then we may cancel the class, or we can have some quiz session with Yashita Mataji if she's free. We can review and some sections of Bhagavad Gita, what we have already covered, with some quiz and some discussions. So we'll try to do as much as possible. Thank you, devotees. Thank you, Mataji. If there is nothing else,
Thank you. Yes.
yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, I
end the
had
call.
one more question. Can I ask?
She might have to leave. I also have to leave, Prabhuji. If it's, we'll try to answer it quick. If you can keep it short.
Yeah, it's just on Shuddha Sattva.
Okay, maybe if it's not urgent, can we wait for the next class?
Sure.
Okay, I also have to leave now. She's also getting ready for work now, and her kids also.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, so we will
Sure,
take it up
Mataji.
the next. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, devotees. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Krishna
Vancha
Mataji.
Kalpataru,
Hare Krishna.
Vasantu Kalcha, Patitanam Bhavnebhyo Vaishnavibhyo.